remember Elijah from our other story? Here he is. Last time we saw Elijah, he was up the top of the mountain, do you remember? And he had loads and loads of water. Something really great happened. It was a miracle, wasn't it? He was trying to set fire to the big bonfire he'd made for God, and he got all the people to pour water on it. They thought it would never light, but it did. God sent the fire from heaven. Everyone was really excited. Elijah was really excited too. Well, this is a few days later, because someone wasn't really excited. The Queen. She really didn't like Elijah anymore. She said she was going to go beat him up, and Elijah was really scared. He was really frightened. He was so frightened that he decided to run away. He wanted to go find God, and the place he knew that he'd talked to God before was on a mountain a long way away. So Elijah set off. He ran through the desert for a whole day, but he got tired, so he lay down under the tree and he fell fast asleep. Well, he hadn't been asleep very long before an angel came. He said, "Elijah, Elijah, wake up!" Elijah said, "What? What's the matter?" And the angel said, "Elijah, you're very tired." "I know," said Elijah. "You're very tired and you've got a long journey, so you need to have this food." So Elijah ate up the food and he went back to sleep. He was very tired. Well, soon the angel woke him up again. "Elijah, Elijah, wake up! Wake up! I'm trying to sleep because I'm tired." "Elijah, wake up! Elijah, wake up! What is it?" The angel said, "Elijah, you're very tired." "I know! You keep waking me up." "Well, have this food and that will help you on your journey." So Elijah had some more food. Well, the next day he set off for the mountain of God, where he knew he'd seen God before. And it took him 40 days to get there. It was such a long way. Off he goes, off he goes. 40 days is a really, really long time. He was all on his own and he was desperate to talk to God. Eventually he came to the mountain. He went up the mountain. And he was so tired when he got to the mountain, he went inside a cave and went fast asleep. All of a sudden, something woke him up. "Elijah!" "What? What's that?" "Elijah, what are you doing here on this mountain?" "God, is that you? I've come to talk to you. I'm very frightened and no one's being my friend anymore and everyone hates me and I'm very scared and I don't want to do it anymore. I've been trying really hard to do everything you say and people are trying to hurt me." God said, "Elijah, what are you doing here? I didn't tell you to come. But I'm very frightened and I'm hiding in this cave." And God said to Elijah, "Wait in the cave and wait for my presence to come and talk to you." Well, Elijah hid in the cave and all of a sudden he heard a noise. What could that noise be? Ooh, ooh. He looked out. There was a huge wind and a storm outside the cave. Elijah was still very frightened. He wouldn't go out there. He hid in the cave until it stopped. Well, it had just gone quiet when suddenly even more noise started. Elijah said, "I'm very scared. What's happening?" There was an earthquake outside on the mountain. Rocks were falling down, the trees were falling down. Elijah was very scared. Elijah stayed in the cave. When the earthquake had stopped, Elijah thought he'd go out and have a look. He peeked out. Oh no! Now there was a huge fire all around the cave. Elijah hurried back inside. had a little lie down because he was still very frightened. Later on, when the fire had died down, Elijah listened, and it was all quiet. He decided to go and have a look. He went out of the cave, and suddenly he heard a still, small voice. It was God's voice talking to him. God said, "Elijah, what are you doing here?" Elijah said, "I'm very scared, God. I've tried to do all the things you told me, but people don't like me and I haven't got any friends. People are trying to hurt me. There's no one to help me, it's just me." And God said, "Elijah, I know you're scared, but there are people who love me just like you love me. People who don't want to hurt you. I will be with you, Elijah. And don't worry, when you go down from this mountain, go and find Elisha. He will be your helper and your friend. He will do your job when you're too tired to do it anymore. He will take over from you. Go and find Elisha, and I will be with you." And that's just what Elijah did. He wasn't on his own anymore, and he knew he'd talked to God and that God was with him, even when he was afraid. And God knew the answer.